Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. A couple quick words from the guys up top before we get into today's reading. As everyone is already aware, but just in case anybody wasn't, recording and or video devices are not allowed in these meetings. I repeat, they are not allowed. Under no such circumstances should anybody be recording these. Okay, I just got a text from my supervisor. Okay, one more time, not allowed in here. Cool? Okay. Other than that, we are hosting Chick-fil-A today in the break room. So, other than that, let's get right into it. Today we're going to be going over SCP-069.
Nice!
You work for a government facility, and that is your humor? Anyway, continuing on. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures list that the SCP is currently impersonating former Foundation agent and is housed at Humanite Containment Center, Site 06-3. As SCP-069 is currently on suicide watch, all requests it makes must be approved by no more than fewer than 2 Level 3 personnel. If SCP-069 attempts to breach containment, it must be subdued using non-lethal methods. If SCP-069 dies, undercover agents are to be instructed to monitor reports of incidents in which individuals appear to have escaped certain death, and SCP-069 is to be recontained as soon as possible. Note, despite the fact that the SCP is identical to all ways to Agent, it remains an active SCP in containment, and is not to be treated as a Foundation employee. Any requests for classified information are to be denied, and visits from former coworkers without proper authorization are not allowed. Description: SCP-069 is a presumed humanoid entity of variable appearance and gender. Through an unknown ability, whenever the SCP-069 is left alone with a recently deceased human body, the body will disappear and the SCP will take on the appearance, mannerisms, and knowledge of the recently dead individual. Through extensive experimentation, it has been shown that the SCP-069 is completely and ultimately indistinguishable from the individual that it impersonates, matching the original individual's fingerprints, the DNA, and with nearly perfect precision. SCP-069 retains no knowledge of its abilities or former impersonations. The SCP responds normally to injury and pain, but if killed, it will rapidly decay into dust, regardless of any preservation attempts. The SCP will then re-emerge at the site of the most recent human death. There is no maximum range for this effect, and so far it has been observed in jumps up to 675 kilometers. SCP-069 can impersonate a single individual indefinitely. However, it will gain an overriding urge to get their life in order, including but not limited to resolving any outstanding financial or personal obligations, visiting extended family, updating their will and testament, and other acts of closure. When questioned, the SCP-069 professes no driving motivation other than the desire to straighten out their lives in the event of an unforeseen injury or death. SCP-069 first came into the Foundation's attention on 1990, following reports of one John, a city firefighter who miraculously emerged alive from a 3-alarm building fire in which 2 other firefighters and 11 civilians perished. Undercover agents attached to the local authorities were notified of a possible SCP when reports emerged that the firefighters' equipment had been damaged beyond recognition, and that it had been deemed nearly impossible for the firefighter to emerge unscathed. Approximately 3 weeks later, then presumed John M. responded to another large-scale building fire during which he entered a smoke-filled room alone and was never found. A single civilian was rescued from the building, again nearly unharmed despite heavy smoke reported within the building. The SCP-069 was designated the following day and rendered into Foundation custody by members of the Mobile Task Force XI-3 Body Snatchers. Addendum 069-1. On 2000, Agent, a guard on duty assigned to SCP-069, was killed during the containment breach of SCP- and subsequently impersonated by the SCP-069. Although initially in denial after being informed of its identity, it has been mostly cooperative since its impersonation of a mid-level Foundation employee. Contingencies for the use of the deceased Foundation employees for future SCP-69 uses is under consideration. Addendum 069-2. On 2000, SCP-069 attempted to commit suicide after a junior researcher accidentally informed it that the family of Agent had been told that Agent was dead, and of their subsequent reactions due to the massive cost of possibly having to recontain the SCP. Strict suicide watch measures are to be now implemented. Plans to use other deceased Foundation employees as possible impersonation targets for the SCP have been suspended. Wonderful. That's all we have for today. I thank everyone for coming out. Have a good day.